Guy, 14 games left in the season. Must win tonight for the New York Mets?
Unfortunately, listen, I'll put it this way. I think
Okay.
there are 13 games. I think 13 games left.
Okay.
I think as we stand now in Metum, they stand at 21-26, which would mean they've played 47 games. They play 60. Obviously, I know you can do that, but 13 games left. In my opinion, Tim, in order for them to make this
need to win
nonsense playoff, 10. 10-3. So is tonight a must win? No. By that math, no. But it makes tomorrow even more important.
And while the Yankees' playoff odds are nowhere near as challenging, is this next road trip that really kind of brings the team together for that necessary glue period? Because
I like that.
Something that gets you ready to play the postseason, because it's a team that, despite was a runaway World Series favorite, is struggling to make it.
All right. Now, see, I see what you did there. They were not a runaway World Series favorite.
Hold on a second. You're going to tell me that the Dodgers and the Yankees weren't clear favorites in their respective leagues to meet in October, which of course is actually going to be December.
Right. I would say maybe we'll throw in. I think a lot of people still like the Stros. Some people are on the Twinkies. Obviously, the Padres of San Diego were a popular choice.
No one was counting on the Padres. No one ever counts on the Padres. And I doubt that you were thinking that the Stros, as a Yankee who, maybe not you, but some of your compatriots have been whining about the Stros ever since we got.
No. And I'm glad you said no. I have never said word.
I know. You haven't been as whiny as many. And there have been those whining. So look, let's talk about. There's a few things after the bell that frankly, something that actually might have you pretty upset right now. How about Cardi B and Offset splitting? What do you think about that?
Excuse me? Can you say that a little slower, because I missed that?
Cardi B and Offset, one of the great couples in pop music right now, and apparently it's Splitsville. I think there was a little infidelity by Offset.
I have a lot of Mr. Offset's work. I find it to be provocative.
No doubt about that.
He's done some stuff with, I know, Eminem, which is just been, I think in years to come, people will look back on that Mr. Set Eminem collaboration as just, the genius of 2020. But I digress a bit. So I'm upset about it, obviously. I was actually thinking of not being, I was having trouble.
No, I didn't know if you could actually come on
struggling
air.
With that,
And I think, when you also saw the news that Jeter put his Tampa mansion on the market for $29 million, and knowing that was the place where so many young ladies got sent home with a souvenir.
Now you're skating on extraordinary.
What did I do?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, you're suggesting some something that's just,
it was a museum of sorts.
Unsavory.
It was a museum of sorts where you got after you spent some time there, you left with a parting gift.
Like a parting gift.
All right. Here's a gift that actually is a gift that's keeps on giving to me, and I think many investors. FedEx. After the bell, crushed the numbers both on the headline EPS beat, but on the margin, and a stock that's already had a massive run into these numbers. A lot of folks would have been lightening up, and yet this was an exclamation point. And I know you've got some thoughts on the level of the stock. But,
and you weren't one of those people that said you've been steadfast in your belief for a while now. I mean, think about this. This is Federal Express. This is not some rinky-dink biotech company. This was a $90 stock at its trough in March. And as we sit here talking right now, it's probably either side of $260, which puts us right back to levels we saw in January of 2018. And you said it, the EPS beat was ridiculous and the revenue beat was significant. But to me, what stood out was the fact that for the first time not for the first time, this sort of now dovetails the last quarter where the margin improvement is staggering in terms of what they've done with operating margin. So as much as I killed Fred Smith for years, you got to give him credit. Yeah, I mean, the
obviously
dogs
a lot of
well.
folks chime in.
You got to give him credit now because he's the guy. He runs the show. So you got to kill him when things are going bad. You got to give him props when things are going well. And that's about operating margin wise. You can't ask for much more than what FedEx did this quarter.
Who let the dogs out over there?
That was Rocky, our Shih Tzu, who's 16. Rocky's not feeling well. He was literally just brought him back from the vet.
Sorry.
And Russell,
Sorry.
our 8-year-old King Charles Cavalier Spaniel, sort of, they mirror each other. And I'm telling you what's been happening is, now, again, I'm digressing significantly.
No,
but
I started this. It's my fault.
The dogs are barking because somebody chooses to walk their dog around this time. And my
cool.
dogs just, they don't see it, they sense it. And it's a dog thing, I guess.
And if Rocky's a little under the weather, does that mean you're going to be cleaning some stuff up inside the house tonight? I mean, I just,
I know you're not a dog owner. You're not currently a dog owner.
I don't have dogs.
There's a certain amount of glee you say that with.
No, I just don't keep animals in my house.
And I will tell you that recently, due to he's not feeling well, he peed on me in the kitchen a few weeks back, and that upset my kids to the point where you got to take Rocky to the vet. We took him to the vet.
So they didn't care about you. They cared about old Rock, which I don't blame them.
I've been peed on by.
Stop,
my kids when they were little.
You know what? It's best I don't know
if you change diapers, which I did. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, that kind of. Obviously, there's been a lot of.
I don't know.
There's been a lot of discussion. A lot of discussion about that kind of behavior, especially as we get into the election cycle.
Hey, when you go low, I go high. That's all I say. Okay,
that's nice.
Just throwing it out there.
And by the way, if what they say about even a big guy, and we discussed that you had that 104-yard interception for a touchdown. It's still a record in the main streets of Croton-on-Hudson.
Yeah.
But apparently you could almost, the proverbial you, me, anybody, maybe you more than me. You got me by a couple LBs these days. You hit a guy low, no matter how big he is, you can take him down. Is that fair?
That 100%. I mean, that is truth. It's a game. Well, as you know, football is a game of leverage, and you want to get as low as possible. I mean, that's just a center of balance. What do they call that thing? Your center of balance.
Equilibrium.
I mean,
I don't know.
Equilibrium.
Yeah.
So you want to try to get. Now for somebody of my size, I'm probably go about 6'2", 6'3". It's hard for me, especially at my advanced age, to get low, but I'll still throw down with you.
And I would imagine, since you started suiting up in those spandex during COVID and really getting on that bike, you're probably as Dewey Oxberger once said, you're probably a lean, mean fighting machine. So but speaking of equilibrium, so just want to quickly close on FedEx. Is FedEx and their performance as both a leading Dow, possibly the leading stock in the Dow, because of course it's a price-weighted index too. So now at 260 a share. But is that an endorsement for the broader economy? And do you actually believe that this is a case where we really should be seeing this broadening of industrials, although they've all been trading well, frankly, and outperformed and the transports? But you're calling that.
Well, it's obviously not an indictment of the broader economy. I mean, I think it speaks to the
endorsement.
Fact that,
Did I say indictment?
No. You said endorsement. You said endorsement. When I was saying it's certainly not an indictment. So, it's definitely more endorsement than anything else. But I think you would admit this as well. I mean, people's patterns have changed, and the way things have changed over the last 6 months has absolutely played into everything FedEx is doing. And they've built on the strengths of the company, and good for them to be able to do it in a much more efficient manner. My only concern now is I think you're going to start to get into valuation concerns, that coupled with the fact that we're at levels we last saw literally in two and a half years or so ago, which is staggering if you think about it with what the broader market has done. So again, you've made a great call, FedEx, and not just the last week, since basically, I want to say since the spring, and it's been one of the better performers that nobody's really been talking about.
Well, again, the blind squirrel. But I think as we head off, I would endorse what Michael Caputo did to his people after, maybe getting once and for all kicked out by the White House, to go listen to some Grateful Dead music. So fare thee well, Guy. And I'll see you tomorrow.
LGM.